What's going on, fellow rock and rollers? Peace and love, a thumbs up, and aka cowabunga and rock and roll. Guess what we're going to do today? Learn how to make homemade instruments from stuff around the house, stuff outside that you might find. It's going to be loads of fun. All right, let's keep it going. We're going to look back at it right here. I'm just going to explain a little bit, right? Simple stuff. You could do this at home. A homemade maraca or egg shaker. You could take a little Easter egg, plastic Easter egg, open it up, put some beads in it. I put some sprinkles in this, so make sure you put the cap back on the top, and you got yourself a homemade maraca. Rice, beads, beans, even coins, small little toothpicks, even like paper clips you can put in there. All different types of things. Sprinkles, homemade maraca. Boom, number one. Here we go. This is a homemade bongo. Simple. You could use this with an upside down garbage can even. Just make sure there's no garbage in it. This is a homemade drum. Take some pens and pencils. Take some sticks out in the yard if you don't have any pens or pencils. All you gotta do is hit the top of it. It could be a bongo too. A homemade bongo, simple enough. If you wanna get fun with it, you could even turn it upside down. And it gets a different sound for you there too. Hello, you can even pretend like it's a microphone. Good stuff, homemade drum or bongo, very cool. This is really cool. I got inspired to create a couple fun things like this. These are homemade guitars with rubber bands, homemade rubber band guitars or basses. So this one's really cool. I just found a piece of 2x4 wood, hammered a bunch of nails in, and found rubber bands at different lengths. So check this out. That's one note. There's another note. There's another note. Again, another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. And I have them labeled. All of these notes are C sharp, C, G sharp, G, and B flat. Variations of that on this piece of wood. Simple. You could even just run one string and get that one note and just have fun with it. This one is really cool. It's a tissue box. So I took a tissue box. It's already got the sound hole in it, like you would have on a guitar. I found a little piece of cardboard that I folded over as a bridge that's up here. I taped it. And then I found some thumbtacks I had around the house and rubber bands and scissors. That's all I needed. And tape. Simple enough. So I made sure to cut the rubber bands so that you can do it all the way across. Found the thumbtacks, put the thumbtack through the rubber band on each end, had it in there securely, and then I just did the same thing, ran it through the other side, and did the same exact thing, and taped it for reinforcement, and then really cool. Boom, 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 boom. It's like a bass or homemade tissue box or shoebox guitar. Really, really fun. All right, this next one's really fun. These are homemade, basically a pan flute. All I did was take straws, a whole bunch of them, tape them together, and then get a scissor and cut at an angle all those different musical notes in there. And you get yourself a pan flute. How cool is that? All right, and this is another fun one that I came up with, which is similar to that, but it uses bottles. This is a glass bottle that's empty. That's a musical note. Then I put water bottles next to one another. That's a musical note right there, and tape them together with duct tape. That's another musical note. All right, and then this next one here is another one. These are all different shapes and sizes of water. Very, very cool. And now you have sort of a homemade glass plastic bottle sort of recorder, if you will. And the same thing goes with these paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls. Same idea. Tape a bunch of them together, cut them at different sizes so they make different sounds. And if you have a spatula, you can go over top of it and be bing, boom, 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 boom. It's really, really cool. And there you go. That's sort of like what you would see with the Blue Man Group, except they use PVC pipe. Which leads us to our next instrument. If you ever find some PVC pipe, this is really cool. Oh, it's basically a didgeridoo. You just blow into it, say something really low, and have it come out the other side as a homemade didgeridoo. Just very simple. You don't need to do anything with that, which is really fun. Okay, and some other PVC pipe. I am working on these right now, and these are homemade recorders slash flutes. So what I did was I drilled holes in the top to where you would put your fingers, right? I found a piece of wood that I shaded really nicely as sort of like a mouthpiece part. And I got a piece on the back too as well to hold down with your thumb. And I'm spacing everything out pretty nicely. I just have to make a cut right here, sort of like a V cut on each one. I'm waiting to get a circular saw for that, or just a saw in general, so I don't have one. So super cool. We're going to be making a homemade recorder. And you can do the same thing actually with a piece of paper. Or you could maybe try that with your paper towel roll or your toilet paper roll. Long and thin, cut holes. Still working on that one. But really, really neat, right? All these homemade instruments, things you could do at home. And if all else fails, you could just use your hands and your feet, hit the couch with your hands, or you grab a pair of sticks from outside or pens and pencils, and then you can bang them on anything. But these are just some fun ways to use your resources, things you might have around the house to create music with different instruments. Let's see if I could hold all of them here. Oh my, let's see if we could hold them. Look at all these instruments. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna be able to hold all of them, but I can get most of them. Running out of space. Thanks so much again for tuning in. You never know what to expect. We get a little peace, a little love, a little thumbs up, a little AK, cowbunga, and rock and roll. We'll see you next time for who knows what. Bye-bye.